now.
I have a jewel that I found at Coachella in the car if you want it.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm down.
You want it?
Yeah, I want it.
It's mango. I have mango pot.
It's got a locking glove box.
Is it clean?
Please.
Okay, cool.
You want it?
Yeah, sure.
Alright.
Alright, so...
I'll be right back then.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Coming on now. Leave the gate slightly ajar, Jake. Yeah. Okay, and...
Limited edition?
Here we go.
Thanks.
So live.
Now I can't remember my photo.
That's what happens. Do you remember your Hotmail password?
Yeah.
Because I don't remember my old password from my old email.
I never logged into mine, and then they just deleted my account for Hotmail.
That's a problem.
Yeah.
You should sue them. That's illegal.
I don't think that's illegal at all. But
You should sue them.
wishful thinking.
Try. I mean, you know.
Never hurts, right? You know.
Yeah, sure.
Try, yeah. Put an ad up on Craigslist for a lawyer.
What the fuck is my password?
Alright, so we're live on everything now, I believe. No,
Yeah.
I didn't check Twitch, but I also didn't change the name of the video on Twitch. Okay.
This trigger sucks.
Man, why did I do a pre-show again? It's like so bad at this. This is why I need Paul in here.
Here, I'll take
You don't need me.
Pre-show.
I don't remember my password.
I don't remember.
And it's like not going.
As I planned.
Remember the DM5 I had with this trigger? I just had sets to debounce so much you could just go like, just
Oh, these are
bounce
gas?
like crazy.
Yeah, that one needs
Wow.
some work on the trigger
is nice.
Yeah.
cleaning or something.
Alright, so here
I think
we
it's
go.
just set really tight.
There's a charger.
Oh, dude, you're like giving this to me?
No, just use it for now.
Oh yeah, for sure. Thank you.
See, what happened was I found two
Are
actually.
those... I've seen the... I found those on the ground the other day. Are they like...
Yeah, they're about $50. I just saw mine
Oh,
to freshman.
Fuck, dude, I just threw it in the bushes because I thought it was a usable one.
Thought it was
Or I
tastes
thought it was
good.
non-reusable.
the mango one, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't use it, but I actually found two at Coachella. One was engraved, so Cordy, if your name's Cordy, and you engraved that in your jewel and you're watching this, I have it. This girl actually, she dropped a little bag, and I was trying to go after her because I was gonna tap her and just tell her, hey man, you dropped it. And I guess she thought I was trying to, get with her or dance with her, and she kind of like turned around and gave me a look. So I was like,
man.
all right, fine,
Boss.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was in there. That was in there. The
Wow.
charger.
This is intense.
Yeah, I don't know. That's not my
Is that...
Not
Weed
your
or not?
forte.
no
This is just
nicotine.
nicotine.
Oh,
But like at a very high level.
gotcha.
Woo. Thanks, man.
Yeah, no worries.
Alright, so I think we're pretty good now.
I'll get my drink. I have two iced teas if anybody wants an extra.
Loud and clear, people are saying.
It's crazy how much smaller the DM5 is compared to this thing. Like, you don't think it from looking at it, but then you pick one up.
Super small.
Yeah, that's pretty big.
I like it.
EM6.
But it's
sit in that chair,
small.
Paul. Sit in that chair.
I want to say that thing is even bigger than the original.
Look at a big boy right here.
Because I was just holding it, and it looks.
It might be a little
Huge.
taller, maybe, but I don't think so.
Yeah,
I
not
think it's just perception.
Luster.
not thicker, that's for sure.
My
No, definitely not.
stuff over here.
So we are live, Benji. If you want to start
You
running
need to
around,
get me one of these,
you
man.
can.
We're live.
It's so small.
Cool. So we got a decent sized crew here. Paul said, Paul Papa Squad. Paul said he wasn't going to be here because
I was just,
he,
dude, I was just messing around with Bocce.
yeah, messing around with all of us. He was supposed to be at work
Tomorrow, no, I am going
tomorrow at 5 a.m. So are you still going to work tomorrow, or are you saying
Yeah,
screw that?
no.
I got PBDnA tonight.
No, I want to go to Sunny's Hawaiian shirt game, but I have to go to work.
Oh, I gotta dig my Hawaiian shirt out. I forgot it was a Hawaiian
I
shirt
have
game.
a really
And you know
nice
what?
Hawaiian shirt.
Good thing we're going back to my grandma's tomorrow because I forgot mine.
Somebody said he bought you one.
No, he showed us ones that he thought would look good on us, but he didn't buy them.
He did buy him.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
he
he
did.
did buy
I'm pretty
it.
sure.
He said he bought me one.
Did he?
So yeah, fearless leader and also gift giver.
Okay, cool.
Dude.
So, we'll be talking some Matrix talk soon enough. But first up, Super Game.
Oh yeah.
Who's going? A lot of people?
I'm not.
No,
Yeah.
you are going.
Alright,
this year.
Tim.
I gotta book the flight.
Jake's like,
You haven't
This
booked
week.
your
I
flight.
bought my
No,
entry,
I got my
but-
ticket. I have my entry. I have my paint. I just need the flight.
How much
You,
is their
you did
flights
it the
looking like?
opposite
Dunno.
way.
Yeah.
Seriously,
Yeah.
did you buy your entry yet, Benji?
No.
Okay. But you bought my plane ticket,
I
right?
bought your plane
Okay,
ticket,
sweet.
bought my plane ticket.
Oh, I don't care about your plane ticket. Make sure you bought mine.
You gonna play
Well,
those?
actually, I got one, and you're just gonna sit in my lap like a toddler.
Sweet. Is there like a booster seat that's gonna separate our parts?
No, you're going in a duffel
Maybe a
bag
pillow
on top.
if you're lucky.
Oh man, I was
Carry
reading
on.
like a Reddit thing about how many people actually survive when they go on like, grabbing onto the wheel wells, and it's like 1 in 4.
What are you
Or
talking
maybe it's even lower
That
than
seems
that.
like pretty good odds,
Yeah, that's
actually.
pretty-
Like, I take that.
Have you seen the videos of YouTubers
Yeah.
shipping themselves?
Yeah.
No, really?
Is that like for real? Like,
Yeah, it's a thing. People do that.
Yeah, so they jump inside a big box and they ship themselves.
There's this one guy. He shipped his buddy who was a midget.
Yep.
Put him
I
in a
did see
bag.
that.
Yeah.
But that wasn't shipping, that was carry-on, wasn't it?
No, that was in
That's
the
shipping.
It
shipping.
was shipping?
Yeah,
What
yeah.
service?
Dan's like, how can I save money?
This is
No,
a
that
real
makes the
thing that
most, I
happens?
mean,
Yeah.
It's on
They
YouTube.
put homeboy in with like a couple drinks, some popcorn, and just fucking
Did they
let him
Did
go.
they cut air holes?
No.
Scuba
No.
tank.
Yeah.
well, you have seen those things for truckers that you put over your crotch if you have to urinate, right?
I think he had a bottle.
Oh.
I think
go
they
for
shipped.
it.
I think they shipped them from New York to France. Actually.
You know,
Wow.
Long
Yeah,
flight.
if they
Was
shipped
it-
Bear
wow.
Grylls, they wouldn't even need a bottle. He would just be drinking his piss the whole way there.
Does he actually do
And,
that?
He
He's
does.
done it.
That's wild.
Ugh.
He actually did it so much on the show, now he prefers drinking piss. So he's got, the piss area in the fridge where he keeps it nice and cold, and you don't want to confuse it with lemonade.
It's not lemonade.
Man,
Make me Arnold Palm.
don't really know what to say to that.
Yeah, so...
On a
Although
different
maybe we should
note.
all start. Hey,
So have
What do you
any
think?
of
Next-
our viewers successfully shipped a little person?
or drinking their own piss.
Let us
Or
know.
drank your own
I'm
piss?
more interested in drinking your own piss. If
Yeah.
that's like a
Pretty
thing,
sure
actually.
not Connor, Jorge has like 3 times.
Well, yeah, Jorge does that every day, I think. He
That
actually
is-
does a trick shot, and then he trick shots it off that into his mouth.
You know, let me tell you something about drinking your own piss. So, do you guys know?
Please, Paul.
Please enlighten us.
Do you guys know Lyoto Machida
No.
Yes.
from the UFC?
Yeah.
Actually, Ed Sampilo, doesn't he train with him?
Cajun piss.
Is
Kangen
it-
water.
I thought it was Kagan. Is it Kagan or
Kagan.
Kangen?
I have no clue.
Cajun.
Kangen.
But anyways,
Okay, I don't figure out how to say it.
Lyoto Machida, he drinks his piss every morning because supposedly there's more nutrients in your first piss of the day than there are toxins.
You want to try it and
So,
tell us how
are
it works?
you-
No, I would never do that.
I'm down to try.
Paul,
Someone else is willing to drink my
You'll
piss.
report
I mean,
back tomorrow.
Dan's a vegan, so it makes sense.
You have to drink my piss with me, though.
No,
Paul would not drink his piss in the morning because he doesn't get drunk in the morning.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yes.
What are you saying? Paul gets drunk at night? That's not true. Paul's a hardworking individual. You are just smack talking, which is uncalled for.
That's true.
Locker room talk.
Yeah, man.
That's
Come
true.
on, dude.
So back to Super Game. What side are you guys playing on? I know we have a lot of viewers that are playing Super Game. Did you pick a side yet? You already registered,
Renegade.
right?
With the
Renegade.
Hitmans, yeah.
Okay.
I thought there wasn't going to be Renegade this time.
Wherever they're playing.
From what I heard, there is Renegade.
I think there
I've
is.
spoken to some people who said they already registered Renegade. I know a lot of people from SoCal are potentially doing Renegade, but kind of hanging with Red most
Yeah.
of the day.
Yeah, that's what it sounded
So-
like.
It's pretty fun.
So what are the teams or sides?
There's Red, Blue, and Renegade. The Renegade team basically is enlisted to help the team that's losing at that time. So
Which it's pretty sweet too, because I know last year we were with a group of guys working with the blue team, working with working with the blue team, and we actually like pressed them back into this one fort, and all of a sudden they switched us. So all of a sudden
and
we
you
just
have
went
to turn on your
What?
teammates.
and just
I was
It was
just
just-
glad they run it better
Yeah.
than like.
decay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
remember when we were at Decay not last year, I guess it was a couple years ago. It was
Yeah.
just like you and me, and then we realized that both sides were our own team or whatever.
Let me share this.
It's like
That was fun.
everyone's
We can
shooting
push it.
us right now.
Share it
Yeah,
You're gonna
they
pop
kind
that.
of need more Renegade team for
Don't turn
Decay
your webcam
because
off.
whenever SoCal Stock is together, although they weren't there last year,
No, we were there last year.
I thought Sunny, what was it? Not,
Sonny was there last year.
Yeah.
We were playing with him.
Yeah, there was all of us. It was like me, Sonny, Chris, Ruben, Frank.
what game didn't they show up for? That
We didn't play
They-
Sunday.
Yeah.
We all left on Sunday and went
Got
into
it.
Portland and got food.
His
Got
nanny's
it.
car got
Yeah,
stolen.
as long as
Oh,
as long as
Oh my
Soccer
gosh,
is on the
it
field, it's
sucks.
just like pushing everybody.
Yeah.
It didn't
fine.
really.
Yeah.
They may have stolen the
Did you
keys
go to
and moved
Super
the
Game
car
last
and
year, Jake?
just not
Yeah.
told him.
Oh my
Cool. So
gosh.
this is your second one?
Yes, this is my second one.
If you actually buy your flight and go.
No, if not, I'll just shit myself. next day. No.
Are you gonna drink your own piss though? That's the thing.
That's the key
Well,
question
if-
there.
If it get cold up in the, you can like use it to brew
So
something.
you keep yourself warm.
I mean, if you got a good like insulated sleeping bag, you
Yeah.
know that'll like heat up the bag, keep you warm.
Yeah.
You'll be all set.
So what are your best stories from being on the Renegade team? Because Renegade
Yeah.
gets chaotic.
Yeah.
Last year, we decided to go wander off into the woods on that like far side
This was Decay or Super Game?
at Super Game.
Okay.
And so we wandered out there, and it's so thick. Like, did you make it out to that side
Yeah.
at all?
Oh,
It's,
we
Yeah.
did the
Yeah, yeah,
whole
yeah.
field.
There's nothing there if you guys haven't been there. Like, there's no trails, there's no nothing. It's just kind of forging your own path. So,
Which is like the opposite from where Dan and I were at some point. We went through like a grove of, I don't, was it orange trees?
yeah,
or
Yeah,
no,
I know
it's
where that is.
fig trees.
That's on the far
fig
side, right?
trees, yeah.
Yeah.
We were like, we don't think this is part of the
That was
field.
out of bounds for sure.
Okay, so you're
Did you guys eat
in
any
the figs.
So we're all the way out there, and we start getting shot, and people are getting picked off, and so finally I get hit, walk off, hit the respawn point, and we're trying to crawl back and follow where like we were, like as a group trying to
Right.
rescue the rest of our guys. I don't know how, but somehow we ended up behind the other team and just shot all of them and let all of our guys just wander up. I don't know how we ended up there because we followed the same path we did to get where we were the first time, but
It's because you guys went out of bounds to the fig tree and then.
possibly
Got the
that might
team
have happened.
captains
I
and figs.
mean,
Dan and I had a really crazy Super Game experience. I don't know if we spoke about it on stream before, but we were with a group of renegades. We had some of the hitmen there with us. We had Taylor Kerman was
Oh,
there
that
with
guy's a
us,
beast.
and Dan, who else was there with us? I know there was more hitmen.
Marshall. I think
I
probably
think
Marshall.
Zach.
Zach Omar.
Yeah, Zach Omar, I believe, was there with us.
Cool beans?
And we had maybe, I think Cool Beans might have been there, but there was maybe 12 of us, 10 or 12 of us, and we're walking and we're all alive, and we kind of went from not where the orchard was, but a little bit closer, and we're walking from the back towards the front,
Yeah.
and there is a fort on that,
right?
I'll call it the left side.
Yeah,
if
yeah,
you-
Yeah.
So we're going to that fort, and then just before we know it, there are red guys from, and right now Renegade is their own team.
Yeah.
And there are red guys coming from both sides of us, like going to this fort, and we're like, I don't know if they don't think we're alive, or if they don't know we're not red, because we're not wearing armbands, because we were Renegade at the time and no team, and so we just kind of, everyone was like, shh, don't give it away, just walk, just be calm. So we're talking with the red team as they're going along, and one of the guys even mentions like, hey, you guys are missing your bands, and we're like, haha, yeah. And then he goes back off, and we're like, oh my god, he doesn't know. So we make it to that fort, and we're outside the fort, and there are guys going in and out. There's like maybe 8 guys inside, there's 20 plus guys outside, and we're standing there like what do we do? We're at their spawn. What do we do? And we go and ask the ref like really quietly, hey ref, so we're actually Renegade. If we go inside the fort and kill everybody and then pull the flag, they can't respawn here, right? And he's like, yeah, that's true. So we kind of all go, all right, guys, just one by one, really quietly, really calm. Let's make your way into the fort. So it took like 15 minutes. We're chilling, we're talking, we're shooting the shit with red team, and one by one, we're meandering inside the fort, and then eventually all of us are in there. I think it's like 10 of us, 10, 12. And there are 4 guys, I think, just kind of camping out in the fort, and guys just going in and out because you got to tag in inside the fort to respawn.
Right.
So we all huddle in the middle, and we're like, okay, guys, the plan is we got to kill everyone in the fort, and then inside the fort there are like platforms in each corner where you can stand on them. And so we're like, we got to kill everybody in the fort, and then everybody's got to get up on a platform and just shoot everybody outside the fort while someone pulls the flag, right? So we're like talking in whispers because there's a guy on that platform and a guy on that platform.
We're basically in a football
standing,
huddle.
Yeah, and a guy standing over there, and we're just like whispering to each other. And so we're like, okay, so you kill that guy, I kill that guy, you get on that platform, you pull the flag, and we like have this thing all like down pat. And then a guy goes, oh hey guys, and we're like, what? And underneath one of the platforms was a guy behind a mesh in full ghillie suit with a pistol.
Damn.
And we're like, does he know? Does he know? Like, we didn't know he was here. And then he's like, okay, I'm gonna go back in my corner, and he like puts the mesh back on and goes back underneath this platform.
Like
and we're
the only time that would ever be useful. And he just straight up like blows his cover.
Yeah, and then as soon as he goes back in, like we go, okay, you kill that guy. And then it just happens. I freaking turn around and I blast the guy on one platform, and just like in perfect unison, you just hear pop, 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 pop. And everyone's dead. Someone's pulling the flag. Everyone's getting on platforms. Someone shoots Dan in the process because Dan was on a platform sitting down, GoProing us. And
I think I had my mask GoPro.
Yeah, so
it wasn't
there,
like. But I think I had even said like I'm gonna go sit there and just videotape.
Yeah, like for sure they should have known he was there. And the guy's
because
like,
I was huddled with everybody the whole time.
And the guy's like, get out! And Dan's like, I've been with you for 20 minutes. And he's like, oh, sorry. But yeah, we get up on the platform, we pull the flags, we blast everybody outside. They can't respawn there, but eventually we do die.
Right.
And it was freaking epic.
That's,
I know Dan has videos somewhere, which
Yeah.
hasn't been posted yet, but...
In like 5 years, maybe you'll see it.
Yeah.
All my videos from last year
Super Game
are,
60.
What's up?
all on hold
Riz.
for now.
That's a pretty epic story.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Yeah, but that was actually, I missed the beginning of where you were describing it as, but I think it was one of the closer forts, actually. It was just right outside of the main battlefield town. It
Yeah,
was
up on that hill, I think.
But yeah, I was saying it was on the way back from the orchard. It was that one fort on that
but it's
side.
like if you're in like the main battle area, if you just walk straight out, like where the hill
the
kind
left.
of...
Right.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
the one that
It's
we
that,
defended
like,
for those
middle-
night games.
Yeah.
Possibly.
believe that
I don't know. Like for the night games, Benji and I were just like down by the river, hoping
Yeah, I
that would
remember
be
that.
like a
That
good
was
place
fun.
where people would try to
Yeah,
come up.
so they have this
no one even
supposedly
came.
epic night game where, was it Renegades having to...
I didn't
defend
play the
against
night
Yeah,
games.
we had to
I
defend
don't
it.
We went at
remember.
8.
And
I don't remember
it's-
if it was Renegades or if it was just everyone on whatever team. I think we were stuck with a team
Yeah.
for that
Okay.
part.
And someone was like, yeah, you want to be in this back area because it's the craziest battles here. And we're there, and I don't think we saw more than 3 guys. And we were like, what a freaking waste of time.
And we were just like so quiet the whole time, just waiting.
Yeah, I
for
remember
someone
that.
to-
Oh, yeah, you were right with us.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you were like right.
Yeah.
Were you right above us?
I was above you guys. Yeah,
Yeah.
that one
We
guy
all
came with the
planted
rubber
it out.
chicken.
Yeah.
And we were just
Oh my
screwing
god, I
screwing
wanted
around
to
making
shoot
noise.
shoot the dude with the
Yeah.
rubber chicken.
What, did it just keep squeaking? Or?
Homie kept doing that. Ruben and Bob from Dirtbags and Roe were there too.
Yeah,
with us.
and we had a killer squad there shooting at absolutely nobody. So this year, we're definitely going to go find the fight. Donnie, sorry, but you're going down. Blue is the color that you turn when you drown as a baby. So that's kind of what you guys are going to be doing when you drown in our lake.
I think I just washed this.
Not blowing up.
Blue is the color you turn when you drown your baby? Or that's what the baby
When-
turns?
That's what the baby turns.
Oh,
When you
okay.
drown as a baby.
Oh, when you drown.
You know, when you
Start
drown
drowning your baby.
Yeah, you know, as you do.
Rosette.
Yeah.
Rosette.
Okay, anybody
hey,
with a baby right now, just fill up a bathtub and
start
like let us
drowning it.
know how long it takes. And, oh, okay.
I was going to say Rosette almost drowned as a baby. I think her mom lost her in the ocean for like 10 minutes.
Wow.
But she didn't, so...
Wait, she was like on her shoulder and got knocked over by a wave and just like
I don't know the
lost
exact
her baby
details,
in the
but
ocean?
that's the gist of it.
Oh man,
It's unfortunate.
Yeah, she didn't turn blue though. So.
it turned blue though. Okay, So, what else should we talk about for Super Game, or is that enough Super Game talk?
I don't know.
You know what? No. There's more Super Game talk. I wanted to know what were everybody's best tank experiences.
Oh.
I just remember when we were on that far road by the orchard, and there was like a tank coming around the turn, and we just like jumped into the blackberries and like got super
my
low.
God.
And then I can't remember if we came up behind it or if we went the opposite direction. But it was like 2 feet away from us, and we were just like hiding in the bushes.
I was on the opposite side of the road from you guys
Yeah.
when that happened. I could see it coming down. I was like, oh, they're so screwed. And like,
Yeah.
all I see is like, I see it go out of my vision. I just see player after player just streaming off.
Yeah, Dan and I were just walking alone on that back route.
I think there was someone else with us. Like I don't
Was
remember who
there?
it was, but I think there was a third and maybe a fourth person.
Right. And the day before,
It wasn't you?
No, because I was down in the mud and got
Oh,
really
yeah.
gross and nasty for that
Uh.
whole part.
Yeah, so the day before I was wearing all camo, I think. And
Bushland,
this was the
probably.
day I was wearing my I think I was wearing that bright Automag jersey. That
Oh,
or the
no.
USA jersey.
No, it was the
that-
Automag because it was the same day that you got painted and head to
I
toe and
think I
everything.
saw
Oh,
the
yeah.
jersey
No,
at
did
some
you?
She
point,
was
though.
sick.
But yeah, all of a sudden this tank is coming, and I don't know if they were like playing the noise of tank treads going, but I swear like it was imposing. Like you knew this thing had like full auto A5s mounted on the back, and so Dan and I straight up dove into blackberry bushes, and it wasn't like we dove into some like a few feet off the road. It's like no, we went in and then dug ourselves through blackberry bushes like 20 feet deep because like if he saw us,
Oh yeah,
we
you're
were
screwed.
dead. And I'm like, I'm wearing such bright colors, like, please don't see us. And we're staying perfectly still, and it just like it goes right above us, and we're just like, don't move.
I mean, I think most of the time though, their vision's pretty limited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those things.
My favorite tank story, it's not from Super Game, but back home we were playing a scenario game. They didn't have like the roads to have a real tank, you know?
Okay.
So they had like one of the tanks that's like man portable, like that kind of thing, you know, it's basically just plywood and netting. And so they, no one on the team apparently had rockets because, you know, why would you bother to bring rockets when there's a tank? So our solution was just, shoot the netting. And so we just lit up the netting so much, and it wasn't like loose enough where it would catch the balls. It would break.
Oh.
And the guy literally couldn't see. He like kept like wiping it off, and just got to the point he just walked off the field because he was frustrated.
Never walk off the field. Just keep wiping.
Wait, he walked off the field or he drove off the field?
He walked.
He
it was
walked.
it was
Oh,
it was
it
like
was a- it
he
was
had
a
to like
mech.
pick it up and yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
it's
yeah.
one of those mechs.
Yeah.
My super game tank story was wasn't anything really crazy, but it was Ebert. You know Ebert, right, Benji?
Yes.
The
There
name
was,
sounds familiar.
Um,
Can't think of who it is.
yeah, he's like I think he's like an OG hitman,
Oh,
like scenario guy.
yeah.
But he was playing with the launcher, and we were on this one road. I think kind of actually the road, like right, the fig trees over here, and we were kind of in the brush line over here, and we were trying to push down this side, and Ebert was kind of up in the front with everybody in case tanks came by. I never seen anybody like that accurate with the launcher before. Probably went 5 for 5, just 5 shots, just doof. Tank comes back, next tank comes, doof. Another one.
We used to train with our launchers by initiating new team members, where, you know, in the parking lot at the end of the day, just, okay, start running, and, you know, can you...
Does it hurt to get shot by a launcher?
Yeah, as long as you're at range, it's not that bad. I mean, it's a Nerf football, you know, so...
I think it was Ron Fitz who was telling his story about trying to launcher the tank at Super Game, and he hadn't attempted it before, never used the launcher, and he just beamed it twice in a row, and he's like, ref, I shot it like it's out, and the ref's like, you gotta get it in the basket on the side, otherwise it didn't count. So the next shot, bam, right in the basket, takes it out.
Nice.
I haven't tried to take down the tank yet, so I still don't have a launcher. I will have to borrow a launcher and try to just go after it.
They're hard to find now since no one makes them, you know? It's kind of a bummer.
True, I know Gilly
I don't
made
know
one.
if you want
I don't
No,
know.
I think he's got a Havoc, doesn't he?
Is it?
Yeah,
I
Gilly
thought
has
it-
a Havoc.
I'm pretty
Okay.
sure.
Do you guys want the AC on, or should we wait a little bit?
I'm good. It's not
I'm
really
good.
hot yet.
I think it's because this
Mike-
jersey
Yeah, you
is
got
like-
that jersey.
Mike Grizzly Grub is saying big game number 2 at Warzone. His favorite thing was when his team did a helicopter insertion.
Oh yeah, that was pretty cool. And pictures of that are in Frontline. What year was that, Mike? Was it 87? And is that the same game that is pictured on YouTube where Stan Russell's, I think maybe the profile picture for it, or the main picture for the video.
Let's see if he responds and lets us know.
Yeah.
I was really hoping that they would do the what was it? The skydiving into Decay of Nations.
Oh,
Oh yeah, did they not end up doing that?
They didn't end up doing it because they didn't have enough people. But if they decide to do it again, I will do it this year.
Basically just launch into the field or what?
Yeah, they straight up would fly a plane over the field, and you would have your gear on you, and you would just land, and someone would take your parachute off, and you'd go shoot.
That's pretty awesome.
Mostly for photo ops, really, because if you land on the field, everyone's going to be blasting you.
Oh man, and what if somebody's like shooting at your parachute as you're coming down? I guess by the time
shoot the first strike right there.
I guess by the time you're low enough that they could actually hit your parachute, you're probably good, right?
But you know, there's some douchebag that's just like,
yeah. But can you imagine if like, and it's probably like if they hit your parachute, it probably wouldn't break the ball. It would just like bounce off of it and come down and just like start hitting you in the head and give you a concussion.
You could probably do an airdrop of like a case of balls onto. Like,
oh yeah, that would be sick.
Grizzly says 88.
88. There was a video. Maybe it wasn't a video, but there's just photos of, I think, Evan Money or E Money from Tasso, and he's bungee jumping and he's shooting. You know, I think it must be two guys bungee jumping and they're shooting at each other.
Nice.
And I just want to point out, I bought this VM because it has a one-piece double trigger on it, which I had never seen before. So if you look at this trigger, you can see it's actually not a trigger shoe. It's a one-piece trigger. But if you're holding it like this, I guess you have to have your two fingers on there. You can't do it with one finger because it hits your knuckle. Yeah.
Is that the one I sold you, Dan?
That's the kind of gun you club the player that doesn't go out, you know, once you shoot it.
It says FAA won't allow any balls airdropped.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Bastards. So you guys put together any special builds for Super Game? Any special guns? I know that's where everyone likes to bring out their toys and their things they've been working on all year.
I think I'm going to buy a CCI Vendetta kit from Mike there, if he has them. Yeah, because I don't really like the Rain Man kit that I have online.
Did you see the sale on CCI
Revolution?
Oh, yeah.
Bummed I missed that.
I never actually shot one of those. They seem...
They're weird. They're
nice.
Yeah. Devin Riker is the guy to talk to, but
Devin's is really cool. It's like a blue
it's
acid wash.
It's almost like what I felt was like a kind of like an MQ pump, where it's basically it shoots, but the only time the pumping just loads the ball.
Yeah.
Which is unique. I like it. It's definitely a different shot from like a regular, just normal Phantom. But
I'd like to try stock class with one, but
I like having Phantoms. I just suck so much with them. Like I saw the sale and I couldn't pull the trigger on one.
I mean, it's the same
I'll
profile.
probably regret that.
Same profile as a Phantom, but it's not a Phantom. Very much not a Phantom. It's like a dump valve. Definitely, it's not an Elson valve. So
Well, then I feel stupid. Are there any left?
Probably.
Yeah.
I think they were sold out.
They weren't, but I only looked like yesterday, so maybe it's sold out since.
There are some cool colors too.
Yeah.
The coolest one I've seen though is, I think in 2013 when we were at Super Game and he released them, it was like an all urban camo one that was sick. Are there still some up? You're looking at open class. Is there a closeout?
Yeah, it's under closeouts or specials or something like that.
Specials. Doesn't look like there are any.
Looks like they're all gone. Speaking of which, did you guys see that MCB thread talking about, like Mike retiring and all that stuff?
Oh. No, I didn't. When's he going to retire?
I was just like someone talking about how Mike kind of like mentioned about that. They were kind of talking.
He's mentioned it to me too when I talked to him at Super Game last year, but I don't know when it'll be.
Interesting to think like what's going to happen to...
where are you going to get your Phantom parts? I mean, your Phantom parts will... The only thing you'll really need are your seals for your 12-gram changers and your power tube, but that's just a piece of urethane. So,
Not that hard, at least.
Yeah. Let's see, what else?
If you have to.
What other parts do you imagine people would go through on their Phantoms?
I mean, what I find interesting about that is, like, if CCI goes, I mean, that's like the only person who makes Nelson parts at all.
Yeah.
So like any Nelson gun, really, you're gonna have a hard time finding parts for.
That's true.
Cool.
I mean, Nelson internals, the bolt and hammer, and then the power tube also are really nice in or Phantom. I said Nelson.
Yeah.
Phantom CCI bolt and hammers, and also you okay, Paul? And power tubes are really nice in Nelspot 007s.
Eric Crookston says that Mike saved some for Super Game. So
cool. Hopefully
that is the case.
So you're gonna hold your wad in until you get there.
Yeah, I'll have to.
Blow it in your face. On his,
really last minute, I wanted to ask Tim to get ready my Dark IR3 with the matching IntelliFeed and Angel air tank and all that. And he was like, "You bastard, you spoiled my surprise. I'm working on it right now." I was like, "Gosh!" So you will see me with a beautiful, beautiful Angel on the field. This will be the first time using an Angel on the field since 2004.
So with your, it has the warp feed on it?
No, it has an
Air?
IntelliFeed Revy, and it's got an Angel Air tank with the Angel Air.
Does it have? Is that the one with Glenn's like rotational thing? Because remember we set that up on one to like demonstrate it.
It might still be on there.
That one was sick. Is that
the thing that lets you like twist the tank?
Yeah, when we were using it, you can also just kind of push it forward with your shoulder and then rotate your gun and then bring the gun back out. Because
I'm not sure if that's how it's supposed to work, but that's how it worked when we had it.
Well, I mean that is how it's supposed to work because you know what? Maybe you're supposed to clamp it down after it's in the right spot. Maybe you loosen it slightly and then you can change it. But the way we had it set up, you could just, go like this. Yeah, exactly. You jump to the other side of the bunker and then you...
I feel like, though, wouldn't it, like, if you're running, isn't it going to, like, slide?
It's a pretty strong spring, you know?
But you know what?
Is that video on Instagram?
It should be.
Yeah, that was a sick video.
Yeah,
You should upload that one on YouTube.
Well, you know what? When I go to Glenn's this week, he was telling me this whole time, let me just make a video on how you're supposed to use this thing. So
that video did it, though. That one that we did it. That one was fucking perfect. You know?
It showed how it works, but not really how you set it up. And
I mean, it's
for anyone who doesn't know what we're talking about, Glenn, at one point, when he was running Warp Sports LA, made something called a drop kick, which was a bottom line ASA adapter that let you kind of angle the tank angled right or angled left or dead center. So you would just need to basically use the internal spring and you pull it towards you and you could just angle it whichever way and lock it into place.
The advantage being that you can, play tighter.
And I actually have like a drawer full of them. I've just been so busy and preoccupied I haven't done anything.
I'm pretty sure between you and Bosch you have a drawer full of just about everything.
Yeah, except some of the stuff we really need.
What do we really need?
What do I really need? Like 35 sets of race gun eye covers.
Oh.
Which I will definitely 3D print pretty soon.
So on this is a DM4.
Yeah.
Right?
DM4.
So on this DM4 it has this ASA, this Vert ASA, and I've seen there was one guy, I think it was James, I don't know how to say his last name, but he put this on a J2, I think. Huh. Did you ever see that?
I know I've seen people mount them on some other guns. I don't think I've ever seen it on the J2.
It was on a J2, and it was pretty sick.
I've seen them used on mags before, and that looks really slick.
Yeah, it's like when you look at it on here, you don't really think it would go well on other paint guns, but it's, I guess it wraps around the frame really nicely. So
and you pair it with a UL if you've got, if you can mount a UL frame on whatever gun it's going on, and it's pretty sharp.
Oh, gotcha. So when they had it on mags, they had it with this exact frame.
Yeah. Well, not this one. This is the standard DM4. The UL is the thinner one, but same idea.
Gotcha. And then it just screws on with that
screw
right
it's just
there.
like a cocker valve.
Huh.
Not cocker valve,
So
but
since
cocker.
we're checking out the DM4, I picked this up to kind of reminisce. It was DM4 was my first functional high-end. I had early LED Angels. I had some more Intimidators before it that just didn't really work right.
RIP.
I just got it in the mail about an hour ago, so I still need to put a new battery in it and everything. But it's pretty big compared to modern DMs. But for those of you who haven't shot one of these, and if you have shot one of them, it's just so smooth. It almost doesn't kick at all. It's just like butter.
It's still got enough weight that's like the old Matrixes where, yeah, you start ripping on, you're doing like 20 BPS and there's just no barrel rise, just holding still.
Yeah, and
it's fantastic.
For sure, the least kick I've ever had was on an Ironman DM3 that I had with a single trigger frame, so it was just like locked in your hand with an 8845 tank, an 18-inch boomstick, and a halo. Dude, that thing weighed like 10 pounds, but it literally did not move. We had it sit on a table and just like pulling the trigger, and it didn't even vibrate.
It does nothing.
Whisper. And the cool thing is, like, you could legitimately play a tournament with this thing. They just rip. They don't chop. They shoot.
Well, now you'd be out of luck, though, because I don't think these boards will go down to 10. I don't think you can set them that lower anymore.
We'll see.
I'm not sure.
There are a ton of old
yeah.
chips and stuff to toss in there. But aside from maybe air efficiency, it's a pretty nice little gun.
Yeah, there's always mods you can do. You can do the can mod and all that kind of stuff and, bring it up a little bit.
I'm actually going to be making some of those spacers, bolt spacers for these.
Nice.
So what's the main difference?
Another reason why I got that.
What's the main difference between the DM4, the DM3, and the DM5? So like DM3, what changed, and then to the DM4, and then what changed to the
Major
DM5?
significant change between DM3 and DM4 was, in the DM3, this whole front part, that breech,
yeah,
came
I've seen
out,
those.
and it was held in by a long screw with a little wheel on the back, so that would plug into your front block right here.
Gotcha.
And the body was just one giant.
Yeah, the body was smooth. It had some contouring, but it didn't have any of this finesse and milling on it. Not all of them had eyes. They had significantly different...
I think the DM3s might have.
The die...
Yeah.
The die DM3s did, but like not all NYXs came with them.
The Gen E's?
The Gen E's didn't, but a lot of people were getting them modified to use eyes once they started.
Is Gen E, is that just the stock Matrix?
Making that happen.
Yeah.
The first DM3s ever made.
No, first DM3 would have been the Avartech DM3, which was followed by the Diablo.
I think Avartech, I don't think that's the right name because that's the guy on MCB. Aardvark's aftermarket, right?
Yes, I don't remember the actual name of the original Matrix guys.
I thought it was Avartech. I know Diablo is some of the earliest. It's been years since I heard the name.
I'm pretty sure Diablo was the original ones that
was it Diablo Gen E though? Or were they different?
No, I don't remember. That was a little bit before I really started getting into it, so I'm not positive.
Before it was full on.
Yeah.
I don't know. I might be off on the Avartech, but for sure, the Diablos are, if not the earliest gen, very close to the early gen.
Because Avartech is Josh on MCB who made the...
it's not on MCB anymore.
Yeah, but he made the pistol and then the Falcon. I can't remember what the pistol was called.
R7.
I think,
yeah, R7.
I think it was spelled differently. I think it was a different...
Yeah, it definitely was.
Like completely differently, like a different word. Yeah, it's more like AirTech.
Okay, yeah,
it might have been
There
AirTech.
we go.
Eric says AirTech. Eric Crookston.
Yeah, Renegade says AirTech also. I don't know why I remembered it as Avartech. The two companies got mashed in my brain over the last 20 years. So yeah, AirTech under Diablo, who made the first Matrix. So thank you for the little refresher course. And,
not that he needed it though.
Well, I actually have a Diablo Matrix on the wall. So
you should have kept one of those Iron Men.
Yeah, seriously.
Or Iron Man
I
Matrixes.
should have.
Didn't you have
Thanks
two
for
of
letting me know.
How much did you sell those for?
The most recent one, which I sold, I think, early last year, was $700.
Oh, so you still at least got halfway decent value for it, you know.
I want one so bad. But you know what? A guy recently posted one up on the Matrix group on Facebook, and he was asking $650. I was thinking about it, but yeah, I'm definitely like, I want to blow my brains out for selling the Flame DM3.
Ooh, yeah.
One of 12. I didn't know anything about them. I thought it was like the Cat Flame Cocker, like just a cool limited edition. And no, it's like those were made for Cat Factory, who was supposed to be a Matrix team and then went on to shoot Timmy's.
Yeah.
Yep.
Michael Maldonado
so 12,
was with that team, and he told me a little bit of that story.
Right. So those 12 were, you know, let go. They were used as the prototypes to like, here, these are the guns you're gonna shoot. And yeah, I had one, and I got it on eBay in maybe 2006 or 2007 for $250.
Damn.
With a single trigger frame and like a ton of parts. And I traded it for an Iron Man DM3 and $500. And I was like,
Was it a match single trigger?
It was a match single trigger.
Oh man, what was the actual color of the gun?
Gunmetal gray.
Oh, that's sick. And so was it gunmetal gray and red, or was it just solid gunmetal?
Solid gunmetal.
Oh man, that's sick. The ones that don't have chrome are so cool looking.
Yes.
I mean, even the chrome ones are awesome, but...
So at the time I was like, I just got like a free Iron Man DM3 and some cash on top of it. And now I saw one, I think I saw that one listed for like $2,500, and I'm just
yeah,
like...
but I mean, still at that time, like, what would they go for? Like $750 to $1,000. So it wasn't like you got ripped off. It was just like, you should have kept it.
I mean, I definitely should have kept it. Back then, I was definitely in full gun whore mode.
I'm sure
like,
you made I
made money on it.
Yeah, but I'm sure you
that's
got
why I just don't
good,
sell any guns.
I'm
Then
sure
I don't
you got
have
a
any of
good
these
value
regrets.
for it, is what I'm saying. Like, at the time, you wouldn't have let it go unless you got a good value.
There was no telling it that it was going to be worth $2,000, $2,500.
Yeah.
I got good value out of it, but back then I didn't have the luxury of keeping cool guns. Like, I had a couple cheap beaters, like my mags, that just worked and hustled everything out so I could pay for college. And yeah, now I'm like, I wish I had some foresight, just like get a side job and like keep those really unique and one of a kind markers. But
yeah,
oh well, can't go back.
What you gonna do?
Paul has a pretty sick Matrix. What is it? It's an Aardvark one.
Ooh. Yeah, it's an Aardvark one.
Do you have more Matrixes than just that one?
Well, Paul has like a prototype Aardvark.
Well, that's what we're talking about. He wants to get another Matrix. I speak for Paul now. So he wants to get another Matrix.
I can get another tequila Matrix right now.
You've been saying that for the last 6 months and you haven't, so I don't think you're going to.
Because like I'm kind of over collecting. I already have like everything that I need.
Yeah, you're like, hey, sell me that Ripper Intimidator, and then like a month later, you're like, hey, check out my Intimidator. And I was like, oh, you bought one? And you're like, no, this is one I've had. It's the same exact one with updated parts.
That's funny because I wanted bocce's,
and
then I was like, oh shit, I forgot about this Ripper that I have. It's the same exact color as bocce's.
Yeah.
It's when you know you have too many guns, when you're like,
but
you forget.
I don't think you have the match barrel.
Probably not.
Yeah, and
one up.
Regarding the Matrixes, Renegade here reminded me that the original Matrix was planned as a mech gun.
Yeah.
Whoa,
and
really?
I forget
I didn't know
who
that.
it
We were
is.
talking about that a couple weeks ago because you guys were saying, I don't know what you were saying, but
Well, I don't remember who I was talking to about this, but someone may have like one of those bodies kicking around.
no, we were saying that there's photos of those bodies.
But I spoke with someone after that that I didn't talk to you about,
cool.
and someone may have some of these intermediary guns that never came out.
I would think the only person who would have them is someone behind Diablo, or someone who actually was involved in making them. I've never seen anyone post pictures that they actually have them, other than whoever was the initial.
So Richmond Talia, if you're watching, we would like to shoot this gun.
Well, some of the original designs might be out there. I need to talk with the person I was talking to and see exactly. I forget where we ended up on that conversation, but it would be cool just to even see some pictures or some CAD designs of it or any of that.
Awesome.
Yeah. So if anybody else has some cool matrices or something, I want to hear about them. There's not all that much DM3 love. There's tons of Intimidator.
I love DM3s. Love DM3s.
I think
you're very passionate about it.
The problem is like that the really cool matrices were really limited, you know?
Yeah,
like there weren't a lot of them, whereas the Bob Longs, like everybody knows someone who owns a Ripper or owns an Iron Man or whatever, you know? And they had so many cool styles and everything. I think that's why you see a lot more love for those than the Matrixes.
Do you guys remember the first video that came out of the NYX Matrix?
No.
It was with Kyle Wilde style from New York Extreme.
Okay.
You guys never seen it?
Nope.
All right, I'm gonna post it and tag you guys tonight on Facebook.
Yes, please.
It's my favorite paintball video till this day.
All right, find it now and post it in the stream.
All right,
Post in the comments.
but this that video is what got me hooked onto matrices until this day.
And it's funny that you mentioned it being the NYX that got you in because it was 100% the same thing. But I didn't know anything about the NYX. I got one in some package and I saw it had the X and I was like, that's cool. And at the time I was super into the Punisher comics. I had tons of comic books. And I get the NYX and I turn it up and there's a Punisher skull going up the top and I'm like, okay, this gun's amazing.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever seen one of them with the cheater boards in them? The Mercury switchboards?
No.
Do you guys know what they are? Have you ever heard of these?
I know.
You guys have never heard of these? Okay, so these are like the OG best cheater boards ever. So what there's a mercury switch in the board, right?
What is a mercury switch?
Like there's a little bit of mercury, right?
So you touch the palm, you put your palm to the certain part of the grip.
Well, mercury is attracted to itself, right? Oh. So what happens is you've got the switch in the board that when the mercury is attracted to something, it activates.
Yeah.
You've got a little bit of mercury in your gloves. And then put your gun on the gun, like your glove on the glove. Hand it to the ref.
And the ref.
With how temperamental paintball gloves are, I would be really afraid to wear gloves that actually have mercury in them.
A little mercury poisoning for 30 BPS. No big deal.
I guess it's worth it, but what teams were actually using those?
I've heard it was NYX that had them. I don't know if any other teams had them or not, but
I know there were
that's what
different
I've always
kinds
heard
of cheater boards. Like you would press the trigger a certain amount of times and it would go into full auto, and then as soon as you let go, it was back to semi, and they had to know the right amount of clicks and buttons.
Well, I mean, you got those with the old Virtue boards with the gangster mode and everything, you know?
Yeah, but is that like you start shooting, once you've hit your 6th shot, no matter how many times you keep pressing it, it's full auto, or is it like you hold on your 6th shot?
It's been forever, but if I remember right, the way gangster mode worked was you turned the gun on, and whatever was programmed to do, like 20 BPS, it would do, and then you'd let go, and then it would go back to shooting normally. So it's because I think they called it like breakout mode too. So the idea was, you can lane like super fast at the break, and then by the time the ref gets to check you, it's fine.
And he's like, are you using a Virtue board? Oh, Paul, I have seen that video. So Paul linked to the NYX Matrix video on Facebook, right? Or YouTube?
Facebook. I'll link it on YouTube right now as well.
Cool. And I have seen this video. It's this dude just absolutely shooting ropes on an NYX Matrix.
Favorite video? Tell us a best freaking paintball video ever.
I'm gonna play it real quick for Jake to check out. Just listen to it.
Pass it over here so we can all watch.
Just listen to the dude's accent also.
Probably don't want to hold the VM anymore. His legs close.
My arms are getting a little tired.
Bro, this is gonna shoot like however many balls of stick you want, bro.
I think I do remember this.
Shoot fast.
Man, that thing's ripping.
When I saw that video, I was like, I need to get me one of those.
And
man.
did you?
Yo,
yeah, I did.
They're shooting fast and then they're shooting extremely fast. NYX Matrix, bro! Bobby Bottle Service in the house.
Have you guys seen the Ion parody for that?
Sit down here, Paul.
I have
not
not.
even used to restroom. Ion, so good.
What's up, John? Rami, Jake is not holding a PMR. That was a DM4. There you go. So, Jake, we got you as a guest. We got Tim, who's been a guest before, and he's guesting. What's new in your paintball world? Or in your other world?
Other world or paintball?
How's Coachella?
Oh.
As we all know, you're
what was the
paintball
scene
kicker
at Coachella?
Coachella,
paintball scene specifically, though.
I mean, that'd be a pretty fun course.
Yeah.
If you could somehow.
Can you imagine playing at Coachella, just like everybody on like.
There was,
I don't want to shoot you, bro. It's love.
I have a funny story actually. It was paintball related. So, I think it was Sunday or whatever. After I kind of parted ways with the Mad Guys because it was with
you were
Art and Joey. Yeah.
Well, what about Alex?
No, Alex wasn't up there.
Oh.
No, so I was.
Alex was.
I was walking to this one tent, and it's I guess it's like the hipster fashion or whatever to wear something over your face and then sunglasses as well. But
do they have like those things like this?
The face
motorcycle
mask.
skull mask.
If you saw my Facebook with the San Diego State girls, you saw what I had. But
no, I don't think
there was actually an employee.
Or if you saw the San Diego State girls Facebook, then you'd see Jay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I saw it then. Sure.
There was actually an employee there with a JT Flex front and a bandana on.
Oh.
And I was like, "Hey, bro, I like your bandana." And he turned and he was like, because I mean, you wouldn't expect anybody to really recognize paintball, and he's like, "Oh, thanks, man." And I was like, "Yeah." And then it was a great time, great time.
And you're like, "Bro, I know it's a remake." And just
$20.
Yeah, no, that was pretty sweet.
You've committed to San Diego State, right?
San Diego State, yeah.
And you're playing football there?
Probably gonna walk on.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Did you? So
I
tell
gotta go
us
feed my
the
meter.
people who don't know football is and then you're walking on.
So
leave the gate slightly
it's
ajar.
basically, I mean, because I started like 8 months ago.
You gotta pay your dues.
Yeah, I'm just gonna basically. I'll have to
8
try
months
out.
ago was the first time he ever played football.
Yeah, every time I played football.
That's crazy, dude.
Yeah, it was soccer
You
for
were
me.
soccer before
and,
that?
the way I actually tried out for football is somebody was like, bet you won't. So I was like,
No
all right,
way.
All right, bet. Yeah, so tried out, made varsity.
That's
and,
crazy.
And you ended up, you get some scholarships to get in?
No, I got in there like academically because contrary to the side of me that you see on the paintball field, the moronic side that's screwing around.
Yeah, he's really smart. He's smart enough to sit next to Asian kids in every class.
And
It's
also
like
at the
even right
live
now.
stream, the live stream. I got in academically, and then I was talking to the coach. So there's I'll probably end up kicking for him in the next couple of weeks. But that's cool.
Very
San Diego.
cool.
I'm excited
That's
for San Diego.
awesome.
Close to Velocity.
Yeah.
Close to Camp Pendleton.
Yeah, not too far from Jungle.
Not too far from Jungle. Finally.
Definitely too far
what's-
from combat.
Yeah.
What's it like? An hour and a half to Jungle? Or
I don't know. The traffic sucks. It's a pain. I actually, like I said, I left here to get here at 4.
no, but I mean from San Diego to get to Jungle.
Oh.
It's probably closer than your place.
Yeah.
Where you live right now.
And does San Diego have a paintball team?
I actually don't know.
NCPA, anything like that?
I haven't looked at that. That'd be pretty sick to play.
Yeah,
paintball
we were talking to Austin last week, who guested on the show, and he was mentioning that his school had something like, I don't know, a few $1,000s a month to spend on paint and entries and stuff like that.
That's pretty sick. Yeah, I know Cal State Long Beach. I got in there too. They have one. I think Chris T of the Hitman is a coach there.
Yeah, and he played on that team a long time, and they won some championships, which definitely pretty cool.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
What are you majoring in college?
Well, I got in with like an econ.
Okay.
But I think probably just switch it to like a general business or marketing.
Nice.
John Saywell says I played at Badlands a lot when I was in SD, but I think Badlands is closed now.
Yeah.
Badlands in San Diego?
Yeah.
I've never even heard of that.
Yeah, I never heard of that.
Yeah, it was super old school. Trying to think of the guy's name. Was that my phone?
Go check it
Yeah.
out. While Dan's figuring that out, I wanted to know how many of you guys watched the Fight Club 10 Man.
Oh.
I watched a little bit of it. I watched the
You can tell that I've never.
Infamous fight. So for people who don't know,
that works on two ways.
Yeah, there was a brawl.
Yeah, there was a brawl.
So there was a 10-man mech event last weekend at it was Badlands, right?
Yeah.
There you go. So 10-man mech.
Oh yeah,
there was a lot
Borderlands.
of-
Borderlands is what I meant, and I think that's what John Saywell meant as well. Because Borderlands is in San Diego, Badlands is Rennick Miller's field in Chicago.
Right.
Yeah.
So Badlands had a lot of cool teams show up. You had Shock, which was mainly comprised of semi-pro Aftershock players with a couple of pro. You had Farside, which was again a bunch of OGs. You had Gunfighters, which I wanted to actually talk about who played on the Gunfighters because it was a crazy team of old school pros. You had Todd Adamson, Danny Love, Richie Malashevsky. I don't know how to say that.
Yeah,
close enough.
Right. Mikey Bruno, Mike Paxton, JJ Williams, LJ Parrish, Mike Kerr, Rob Velez, Rob Anderson, Mike Maroc, Alan Jerk, MC McVeigh, and Carl Markowski.
That's a stacked
That's a
team.
crazy team. That's like
and there's some young kids probably watching this who are just like, I don't know who the fuck any of those people are.
Pretty much every single one of those guys at one point was like the infamous paintball player of their time, their, season. I know Mikey Bruno is probably one more people might know about, but
Mike Kerr played on. He played with GBD, right?
I believe so.
Or no, I'm thinking Rob Kerr. Never mind.
Yeah, they. It was a mix of teams. They have it here. Image, Rob was on Image. Aftershock players, Iron Man players, and you had some current pros on there.
And they had all of Infamous too, which is pretty cool. Like the actual NXL team. The
actual legit professional Infamous team stayed their whole team, and they came and played this match.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
So actually, the kind of crazy thing that happened at this event involved Infamous. Do you want to give us the rundown? You watched the video.
Sure. So, it's 10-man, it's old school and everything, and they ran it, from what I understand, they ran it very old school, so there's no, dead boxes or anything. When you get hit, walk off to the side and you wait there or whatever, and there's no armbands or anything. So, someone on, what was the other team? I forget.
I think they were playing Shock.
Shock. Yeah, okay, so one of the Shock players basically did a dead man's walk.
Who was it that did the dead man's walk? Did it say?
The legend.
I don't remember who it was.
I don't think they named him. Maybe they didn't.
Someone owned up to it in the comments. I forget who. But so one of the Shock players basically did a dead man's walk. So if you don't know what that is, basically he stood off to the side with all the dead players. He wasn't actually out though. And so at the end of the game, Infamous wiped out Shock, and they were walking off the field, and one of their guys runs to get the flag and to go hang the flag back at the start station. And in the process of doing that, this last Shock player basically comes out of the group of dead guys, shoots all of the other team.
He shoots like 4 players who are they're just standing around talking to each other like, "Hey, good game, man."
Right, because everyone thinks it's over.
Them all in the back.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
And then that prompts Thomas Taylor to basically take off after having been shot, to take off after the Shock player and basically pull Lasoya and just kind of drill him in the head.
And it was very unclear when you're watching the video. I had to watch it like 6 times.
Yeah, like
it's what it was.
I honestly have a really hard time rendering. Like, I mean, obviously, like Troll's actions, that's not like good, but like it's really hard to say who was like really in the wrong for the rest of that.
Yeah. I mean, I would say that the armband thing, like, they should have had armbands.
Well, like, I even heard, like...
If they didn't. I mean, you said that they didn't.
So, I was, like, just reading the comments, and even in the comments it was kind of unclear, because some people were saying that, like, the captain's meeting said no, Dead Man's Walk wasn't allowed, and then there were some comments of people saying that they said they were allowed at the captain's meeting. So... I don't know who's who's right there or anything.
There wasn't really any clarification either about what the actual rules were.
Yeah,
afterwards.
from what I heard, Dead Man's Walk was not allowed because they didn't have dead boxes, they didn't have armbands. They said no dead man walks. And I think the guy's excuse or someone's excuse for him was he didn't dead man walk. He just wasn't dead, and he let everyone think that he was dead. He was in the back. He wasn't in the corner. Like, you see him come from almost, it's not back center, but it's off back center. Mm-hmm. Maybe he was at a back bunker and they assumed he was dead.
Yeah.
Isn't that what a dead man's walk is, though?
No, a dead man's walk is, at least in my opinion, you get up out of your bunker and you're walking. I mean, you couldn't see him walking before running and shooting players, so I don't know how he was
that's
acting
all.
before.
It all happens off
so
camera.
It's really all context. If he was in his bunker just standing up, chilling.
But it really, when it starts to happen, it's on camera though.
Right. But I'm saying, like, you can't see, like, is he standing like just off to the back, or is he standing in like the midst of the dead guys?
You see him take a couple steps and then he just
you have no idea where he is prior to that.
I did find it kind of funny that if in one of the comments posted on one of the sections, I'm gonna butcher the name because I don't know how to pronounce it, but Jeremy Sam or whatever, infamous guy who shot from the woods kind of condemned the guy pulling the dead man's walk. And I thought there was kind of some irony in that.
So I just rewatched the video again, and the only thing you see on screen is the guy is blasting onto the screen shooting. So there's no dead man walk on screen.
Yeah.
So,
which makes you think, at what point did he start shooting? He didn't walk.
Well, you can
all
tell.
the way.
You can watch. If you watch, you see Troll and whoever he's talking with walking, and then he gets shot. You see him like twitch, and that's when it starts.
So how far did he make it before he started shooting? Was he like at their 20, or was
you can't tell because like
he you know what? So I'm looking at it again. He is already at a run when he gets past their back bunker. So he might have been further back because.
Yeah.
I mean, once he gets to that back bunker on that back line, he's already in a full-on run shooting at people.
Hell yeah.
So, yeah, it's more than
Shock...
likely he was standing there letting everyone think he was dead. If he's standing, is that a dead man walk?
So, did Shock get disqualified also, or was only...
No, yeah. Both teams, because after it cuts, they basically got into a brawl.
Oh, okay.
And,
so that was the brawl. I just thought that... whatever Thomas Taylor executing him was.
He executed him, and I guess when that happened, two guys from Shock basically rushed to try and pull him or punch him, whatever. Yeah, and then some of the guys from
executed.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And that kind of devolved from there. So I believe what happened was they ejected.
And here's the play-by-play.
They ejected Thomas Taylor and whoever the other player was. The dead man walked.
And Thomas Taylor did say sorry.
He did. He did
do
apologize.
Everything for Jesus and God, and this isn't what he would have wanted. So maybe he can. You gotta clutch the cross as you're running and gunning people down in the head and stop it right before, I guess.
But they ejected him and the other player, and they gave both teams negative 100 points. So basically disqualified their their two games.
Ouch. Yeah. And I like how it's the only two teams who currently have like legitimate sponsors in the NXL.
Well, but it wasn't. So was that Aftershock or was it
Pro plus Pro Shock playing together, and then All Pro Infamous.
That's what happens when you bring NXL players into an
But I mean, like,
yeah, guys, can't you just be like the old school pros and just wipe and none of this dead man walks?
Yeah, not like the new school pros because they don't do that, right?
No, just fight.
Yeah, just brawl.
So I think this was the guy. It was Brian Allen who did it. He said, "Technically, I just walked from corner to corner and then stood in the open and waited. Needless to say, didn't expect all this, and it stayed on the field."
So he did walk.
He walked from corner to corner and
said
then stood in the open.
You said it stayed on the field, but you mean he stayed on the field.
No, I think he means like they left the drama on the field.
Oh. Like they were cool afterwards?
I would assume that's what he's saying.
So you're stupid enough to fall for a dead man's walk.
Yeah. Dead man's walk was illegal due to no armbands.
I mean,
it was explained in the meetings.
There's never any good outcome of a dead man's walk. Like, nobody's ever happy when it happens.
Well, we were playing in Burnville.
I don't know. I've done some nice dead man walks when it was allowed.
Yeah, but I mean, like, and Rec Ball's a little bit different, too, you know? But, like...
There's some happy parties, the guy doing the dead man
Yeah.
Sorry, noobs.
When we were in Guerneville for our New Year's game, we were playing stock class, and David Cornell I think he did a dead man's walk one game, and then the next game he tried to do it again, and he did a dead man's walk. He went over and he tried to shoot my brother and this other guy Matt, and I don't think he shot either of them. He might have shot somebody else though, and then Mitch shot him, and then Mitch was like, I don't know, they were arguing or something. Then they walked off, and then Matt tried to dead man walk immediately after that. And we were just like, dude, what are you trying to do? Like, just dead man's walk. We heard you talking with him. We know you're not out. And he's like, what? And then we just shot him. So that was a pretty good outcome.
Yeah. To close up the Fight Club event, Farside beat the Gunfighters in finals after they split the first couple games. So
could you say that was the final outcome of the GMAC versus the Gunfighter frame? Because Farside's all using the GMAX. and I imagine the gunfighters would have a lot of players with the gunfighter frames,
I'm gonna
right?
look to see if they were all shooting the gunfighter frames. So
I mean, it's hard to tell.
I think it is cool to. I don't know how many of you guys got to see, but both Infamous and the Farside guys were rocking like custom private label G-Mats.
I didn't see that Infamous had engraved G-Mats.
They do too.
Oh, I saw a Farside's.
Well, they're not engraved; they're screen printed.
Oh.
The Farside ones, I think, just have the laser from CK. Yeah.
Which is engraved.
Oh, I mean, that's
Yeah.
Right,
same thing.
So the gunfighters were using a mix of Shock Tech Hawkers and Planet Eclipse Electro markers at 5.5. So there you go. And all of that information comes from John at PBNation, who did a write-up on this. So you can actually see this. It's on the front page. You can see...
You want to post that link in the Facebook and YouTube comments.
It doesn't let you do it in YouTube, but I'll do it in Facebook. So you can see that on PBNation... title
maybe
the
Paul
second
has
annual
to.
Fight Club 10-man mech event. So
Post the
go check it out. Aaron Frommer,
PB
hopefully
Nation
that's how
link.
you pronounce
No.
that. Took some awesome pics,
It's a
and then
thumbs
John did
down.
a full write-up talking about the teams, the games, etc. Although he didn't mention the fight. So
No, he did. I definitely remember reading
I
it
think
when
it
I
was
read the
very,
write-up.
I think it was
It's
a
in
very
there.
brief. Search execution, maybe.
Oh yeah, the low point event came in the first game of the semifinals. Infamous faced off against Shock and clearly dominated them. One of Shock's players tried to save the game by executing a clearly illegal dead man's walk. Infamous immediately retaliated with vigilante justice before the refs could sort it out.
Oh,
And Thomas Taylor ran down the Shock player for a good 30 or 40 feet, shooting him, and then continued to shoot him point blank, even though the game was clearly done and the player wasn't shooting or playing anymore. Another Infamous player then appeared to shoot into the crowd of players, refs, and spectators that were running onto the field in response. At least 2 players for Shock retaliated and were ready to fight, but the refs broke it up after a brief scuffle.
You know, they really need
thrown,
to.
But I didn't see anybody hurt because they're all wussbags. And it was almost a bench-clearing brawl.
They need to bring back Short Bus just to narrate that little bit, you
oh
know?
my god, come on. Todd, bring the Short Bus back. We need it. I'll even stand watching Nikki Cuba on there with you. Gotta bring Catfish back also. Or do we have to make our own version of Short Bus?
You know,
the shorter bus. The red cart, the troll.
I think at that point it's just like...
I mean, this technically is a pretty short bus right here. We're not the roundest bowls in the bowl.
I mean,
drawer.
you would definitely need Jorge for narrating anything like that, because his narration is unbeatable. Well,
Yes.
maybe it rivals Short Bus, but or it comes close. But yeah, Bob Oblong.
Yes.
So where are we at now? I wanted to say,
like 15 minutes left.
okay, so I wanted to say I saw an ad on PB Nation. I think it was an ad, not like some post, but it said the Halo 2, like Empire's releasing a Halo.
No, that's just what they call the Halo
2
now.
has been out.
Instead
I
of
think
the
they were
Halo
just seeing
B,
an
it's...
advertisement.
Yeah,
So-
that's definitely just an ad.
Oh, I saw a
Yeah,
similar
but-
post, but it said Access Premium Banking.
Yeah, but no,
you go
I
for
mean,
that sounds useful.
It was obviously an ad. I was just confused. Like, I didn't think the Halo was still a loader. Like, people still like.
It's
sell
like
the
cheap.
Halo?
It's like
It's
$50
a Halo
now.
2. It has a slightly better shell. I haven't seen them breaking as much, and it uses, I think it's the Empire Reloader B internals, it's sound activated.
Oh.
I don't care how cheap they are. Like, you could not pay me to use a Halo anymore.
I've tried. Like,
I've
I've
remember...
tried somewhat recently, like a couple years ago, and I just couldn't do it. Like, I couldn't. I don't know.
They're
I was
heavy. They're unbalanced. They jam.
It's not even any of that. It's when you have to take the stupid thing apart.
Yeah, it's
And
horrible.
there's wires
So many
everywhere,
wires.
and there's
That's when you
6 different size
That's when you need a
screws.
suicide shell.
I will say.
And I bet you could hook us up for one for a low price of...
Well,
$59.99.
I
the same price as the
I
Halo
only
2.
have camouflage versions left. I think I was getting $30 for them on eBay.
I have I think a gray one, which is pretty sick with a suicide shell. But I will say that my Spire, what Spire do I have?
5.
Spire 5.
Spire infrared, I think.
No, I don't have the infrared because
Well,
I
there's
thought
no
that one was
5, so it's
cheesy.
probably a
It's
3.
probably just an original.
No, it's-
3.
It's the 3.
The 7.
All right, so the Spire that I have, I was so stoked about it. But then the other day I was just looking at it because I like to just look at it and be like, man, this thing's so sleek. And my lid was broken. Because I don't want a speed feed. I just want a lid, and my the little tab on my lid is broken. Well, I don't know what to do.
I think I have an extra lid.
Yeah, but
You'll have to remind me.
I mean, maybe Dan can print. Not Dan, but whatever your name is down there, he can print you one.
Jeff Box.
I don't know if I want a 3. I want my lid back. I want my unbroken lid. It's fucked up,
Your
man.
fire has been de-virginized.
Yeah.
It is
So
broken.
I might just go back to my squishy 9-volt now. My squishy Revy, which breaks
should.
paint as soon as somebody shoots me at it. So
But it doesn't break the ball. So you're still in. You know, like
that's true.
just dump it out, reload. You're good to go.
No, it bounces off, but I can't shoot. But really, like I haven't been able to hit anyone the last 12 times we've played. So
I think you're just gonna need a G lid.
Yeah, the G lid. Is that a thing, or is that like Jeff's lid, or is that
That's
like the lids that I sold you?
It's a
adapted
Jeff box.
to Spire?
It's a Jeff box with a lid.
Oh, okay.
And it's
So
coming. I don't know. Like
I think I want
you guys
one.
can help me come up with a better name for it.
No, I like
How about a
it.
glid?
Glid.
No. I like for the flexible one that's gonna come out.
What are the pods that
the
people
G
eat?
Flex.
I do.
You do eat pod? No, the pods.
Box.
The pod. The
That's
pods.
what I've been calling
you,
it.
you
Which
probably,
box?
your
What-
friends
what-
probably eat pods. The
Tide Pods.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I thought they were like thought it started with like
The glid.
glad. I thought it was the glad. I thought it was the glad pod, which would be like.
My friends probably.
Yeah,
Tide Pods,
your friends probably do it.
Yeah.
Rosette told me that another
You're
thing.
one of them kids who eating all them Tide Pods. Every time I wonder, where's my clothes?
All right.
There's no Tide Pods left, damn it.
Rosette said another thing people do is sniff condoms through
Condoms,
their
yeah, you put it
nose.
through the nose and pull it out the mouth.
What is it?
Did anybody do that at Coachella?
Yeah.
Did Art or Joey do that?
They were pretty drunk.
So maybe.
What happened in the
Joey
good
was-
old days when kids would just keister vodka, you know?
Yeah.
Is that butt
Sniffing-
chug?
That's not good for
Condoms?
YouTube views.
A bunch of my friends actually snuck in the weekend after, but
Wait.
they got caught because one of the girls had alcohol like in a bag in her bag.
And they're like, "Where's your wristband?"
She hopped over a fence and fell, and the bag blew up.
Oh my god.
And then
Oh my god, her tit just exploded! And they're filled with vodka? Who is this lady?
Yeah, they
I
didn't
must
have
know
They
you.
didn't have wristbands. They walked over to them and they were like, "Oh, you're gonna need to take that alcohol out." And then they're like, "Oh, where are you guys' wristbands?" And they're like, "Sorry, you gotta go."
Wait, back up a
R.I.P.
second.
Rookies.
What do you mean inhaling condoms?
Yeah, you put it through the nose, I guess, and you like.
Yeah, it's like.
What is it for?
Because your nose is connected to your mouth, so you like, and then it comes out.
And why do you do it?
Well,
YouTube views.
You used to put a noodle.
or
like-
Insta views or
That's
crazy.
Snapchat views.
I thought you just
Yeah.
sniffed.
Choose your
Pepsi nuts.
social
I thought
media.
That was the only thing.
For anybody who has watched Idiocracy, we're getting closer
Oh
and
my
closer to
God.
Ow My Balls. Like, we're that close.
Yeah.
It's
The
a
kids
great
are getting
feature.
dumber.
Is that what
It's
you're gonna be
good,
working
'cause,
on? The real life.
Oh yeah, exactly.
We need to make the next one. What's
Yeah.
the next one?
I think they have number 2 in Idiocracies, right? Isn't it like they say like coming soon? Ouch, my balls
The,
too.
the next
Yeah.
challenge. What's the next challenge?
Oh, the next challenge.
We just
I
gotta
think
go
it's
back
eating
to, like,
paintballs, right?
well,
You know.
Yeah, that's
back
old
to the
school
old
though.
NPPL videos where the kids just munching like a mouthful of paintballs. We need to bring that back.
Yeah.
But,
All right, 8
but you know what,
minutes.
that's not dangerous enough. Like all
That's true.
Let's make some cyanide filled.
no squeegee. There you go, John Saywell. You gotta do the same thing, but with
Oh,
one of
man.
those rubbers.
Yeah, the view loader ones.
It's horrible.
Those long necklace ones.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what?
And then you can connect it too, right? Because it would go all the way down, and then you can connect it. Except for it would be like super long, so it'd be like hanging out of your mouth.
What the hell's hanging out of your nose? All the cool kids are doing it, Dad. And you know what?
In case I get a barrel break.
You can combine the two, eat a whole bunch of paintballs, and then squeegee it out.
No, store your paintballs through your nose, and then follow it up with a squeegee.
There you go.
Yeah.
Perfect.
All right, so we got
to clean
we
it
got a
up.
couple minutes left.
8 minutes. What else? What else do we want to cover? Dan, I think you should show off some of your bodies that you had.
Yeah, you got some cool ones there.
Okay, so
Cause they look sexy. Give me the dildo.
Is this back from your batch of anno stuff?
yeah, this is a
It's
stuff
a
that
nice
Paul,
gloss black.
Yeah, this is stuff that Paul had anodized.
Yeah, I got 900 pieces back from Anna.
900. Okay,
900.
so these are some of the TNC bodies, with the
Welcome.
exception of the one Jake has. This is one I bought off eBay that a guy in Northern California
Is that
round bodied, and then yeah, no, he just took a stock body and he round bodied it, and then he welded this. And I was
Welded
thinking I
that
should have
buster
welded
on.
that, or I should have sanded it
Yeah.
down. But it's how I got it from him, so I kind of
Kinda
like
like
it.
And of
sick.
course,
Yeah.
Dan like comes to pick this stuff up from my house today, and he picks this raw body off one of my shelves, and he's like, "Why didn't you handle this?" And I'm like,
Yeah. Okay, so...
No, I just feel dumb not anoing the coolest body I have. So
Yeah. Well, that one wasn't the coolest. You did some of the other cooler ones. That one that you did in the last batch is really sick. Like one of the
the
prototype
Vortex.
race
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
The
prototype.
Gothic race gun.
The Gothic
Except
race
I
gun.
anoed it, and then I was like, oh look, my back block isn't drilled for a bolt pin.
That's okay. I mean, that part's going to be hidden anyway when the bolt pin's in it.
No,
So-
there's no hole.
Yeah, so it has to be drilled out for the bolt pin.
Right.
And
then
when
the bolt pin
pin's
will cover
in
it up.
And
so
it'll
no one will
cover it up.
see. And
So
you just Sharpie
I
it.
actually sent it to Daniel Vizani, so if anyone's gonna do it well, it's gonna be him.
For sure. So, okay, so the bodies that we have here are TNC bodies with the exception of Jake. Jake, I'm going to take yours away. Put it back down over here, and I'm going to give you either that one or that one, and we're going to talk a little bit about the TNC. Now, you already have... I'm going to give Jake two. All right, here you go. You're ready for it. All right, so TNC made bodies for various companies. They made bodies for Jackal. They made bodies for Fireball Mountain. They made bodies for Spanky. Most of the bodies they made were for Spanky. They made the insert bodies for Spanky that, the tube bodies, which are notorious for leaking after the tubes come kind of loose. But I only got one of those in the bodies that I got from TNC. And,
which is good, because most of those bodies...
Yeah. So, anyway, the bodies that we have here, we have I think this is the Fireball Mountain or the Spanky... I think it's the Spanky Cobra body.
No, it's...
That's Fireball Mountain.
Oh,
Okay, Fireball Mountain.
Teardrop.
Decent.
Yeah, but I think it's the...
It might be one of
Monkey.
those ones that they made for both and called
I think
something. I can never keep all those straight.
Yeah, so that's that one. This one, I'm not sure who.
I don't
Chris,
recognize that one.
Yeah, I don't know who Chris made this for, but he made a few of these.
It kind of resembles the free flow fulcrum.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little
Those
bit.
Inner cuts. It's definitely not a free flow.
Yeah, it's pretty sick with the inner cuts. It looks great in black. It
and
has
you know
the
what?
Jackal feet on it as
It
well.
looks like a GX3 mixed with a fulcrum.
Yeah, I get that.
So here we have the Death Crap body. It actually says Death Trap on the side, but it looks like crap. So I thought that was pretty hilarious. And then we have another one that Jake's holding that's close to the Death Crap body, but it was one that wasn't engraved. So I just had that one done because, I don't know, it's a pretty sick round body.
Sick.
And
Not
those are
round,
like the original RDLs, the Jackal RDLs, right?
Yes,
These are like the-
it could have been that this was a style that he made for Jackal before they went to Sergey for the RDL.
Yeah.
It's a good hypothesis. Is that what you would say? Yeah.
And did you get any body similar to this from Sergey? Because he was saying he gave you a box of stuff, and I was like, what?
I got one Jackal body, and I was gonna have Paul anodize it, but it didn't have threads in the feed neck. So, and the feed neck was kind of fucked up, so
Or
I got
most
it.
of them...
Those
like,
RDL feed necks, if you're gonna do it, you should get someone to machine it because they've got a huge lip here, so you can only use the high-rise Angel feed necks on them. It sucks.
Huh.
I'll have to find the body.
Yeah.
And see
Next time,
what we're
Dad.
talking about. Yeah.
What's up, Joey?
And then this one right here is similar to the Jackal bodies, but as Benji pointed out, it has a slightly different sight rail. That's what the difference was, right?
You
The
should
sight
have done
rail-
this in like purple.
I already have one in purple. Thanks a lot. There's a post, I
the
think.
difference was this one is milled down, so you can clearly see the round edges on top, and the other one wasn't extended a little.
That's
bit.
pretty
Oh,
sweet.
maybe
I like
it's
that.
flat. Maybe it's flat in here. And it
That must have
doesn't,
been like super
what was the other
expensive
body
because
called?
like, oof.
It's a Jackal. It's either I think it's either a Jackal RDL prior, or
Yeah, if
an
you
earlier
it's a-
RDL, or it's a Phase 3. I can't remember. The Phase 2 is the one with the extended half block.
These ones are the RDL, but before the Lapco style RDLs.
Well, here's
You think he actually made some of these for this? So it would.
I
be,
know I've seen these sold, or a very similar body style sold as RDLs.
Yeah,
but only like one or two.
Yeah.
The clear indication would be the
flat spot.
Yeah, the
there
flat
for
spot that he did reverse
Yeah.
of the detent.
Yeah, so I saw a Jackal RDL, just checking on Google Images, which has the same milling, but it doesn't have a sight rail at all.
Okay, so it's a convertible, but I think they do have sight rails. I just think that the sight rail is different. It might have a post, or it might be flat on top of
Yeah, I
the round.
forget exactly what I pointed
But
out,
Chris at TNC, he was like, "Yeah, I just want to do a body that looked like somebody had stuffed paintballs in the upper tube," which I thought was a pretty funny
kinda cool.
thing to say. You know, he's like, "What would it look like if you had like giant paintballs?"
Yeah,
in
I
the
wonder
upper
how
tube?"
much he charged for those, because that that has some seriously intricate milling. Unless it's
I think he only charged. I think he told me he charged 100 or something.
100.
Wow.
Like, to the end user?
No, to Jackal, because I think he only sold that body style to Jackal. So I think that was his price to Jackal, and I recorded like a 20-minute long video of just us talking about it. So eventually, when that comes out, it'll have all kinds of information about all of these, all this stuff. Yeah, so it's gonna be a really cool video. But you know, who knows when it'll be edited? You estimated 2 years or 5 years on my Super Game video, so I'm gonna give this one 10 years.
Well, Dan, I'm definitely gonna bug you to at least pull out that video of us going to the fort.
Oh, I'll whip it out for you anytime.
You better whip it out.
So yeah, these turned out really cool.
You know the ones that I really like that these guys made is the Phase 2 Jackal ones with like that super long.
Well, they didn't
block.
make that. I think I think that was made by
Jackal or G3.
So there's Terry and there's Jeremy. Jeremy is the one who actually did the machining.
Right.
I think he actually did.
Oh,
that.
really?
Yeah, and I have one of those, but I don't. It's in Northern California.
I've only seen like 2 or 3 of those. They're really uncommon.
Benji had a really cool. Benji's one is right there in this video. It's really sick. It was.
Is that like?
Unfortunately,
is it an all blue one? Because I think I know who
mini.
used to own that one.
Another that I shouldn't have sold.
But check it out. Where did you? Oh, that one came in the lot
This
from
one came
Critical.
from Critical.
Is that whole thing a back block?
Here, check it out because he probably moves it.
Wow.
Check that out.
So if anyone wants to check out the video we're talking about, it's G3 PB Jackal Phase 2 autococker on BacciPaintball shorts.
And since you can't see it right now, basically the back block's here, but the back block extends probably like a good inch and a half into the body itself.
Yeah.
Makes for a really cool style.
Yeah, it's kind of cool how it like the top of the body almost guides it.
Yeah,
and
it does. It's almost like reminds me kind of the Meteor.
Yeah, I sold a bunch
Are the Meteors like that?
Rare cockers
not
2
really.
years ago. Literally right before cockers exploded, like they were still going back up.
Oh yeah, so
right
it's
before they
just
exploded, I sold
P-block.
2 Evo X's,
but
2 Rippers,
the later phase
What about
2s
that one
do have
Ripper
like
that
these
you
cuts
had?
in
I
there,
think
so
they
it
sold
is.
Patrick.
Except I think it's slanted the other way.
Didn't you sell like a red and black one?
Let me show you mine.
Yeah,
that one was posted for
I had
like 2,500 a couple.
Okay,
days
we'll
ago.
edit a sec. Rosette says she's at Olive Garden in
I don't know if it's sold. I don't know if it's sold.
We have a few minutes.
Well,
you can roll if you want. Okay.
Yeah, was that drilled?
Yeah, we can clean up.
Yeah,
we're good.
Oh,
for sure.
And you know what? I think I had I had that Ripper up for
Okay, let's see if I can find
1,000 and nobody was buying it for a while. Like
it. The red one?
The red and black
red
one.
and black. I think I.
Yeah.
I did,
Is that the
You
one
had
that
2
Patrick
Rippers,
Wallner
though.
had?
That
or
Patrick
whatever?
had, and then the guy who had it.
Oh, yeah.
Honestly,
that one is sick.
24.50.
I think it's ugly. I
Are they
really
worth
hate the anno on
$24.50 now? I
that.
knew Twisters
No.
were.
That guy listed it at 25 or whatever. I don't think he sold it for that much
What
though.
would he get for
There's
it?
a guy who offered me a
14?
Ripper for 700.
Someone just listed a
color?
P-block Ripper at
his
15,
opinion.
I think.
Which one?
And
Blue
Well,
right
I
feed
I
Ripper
sold
for
it-
700.
Oh, it was
right
center
feeds
feed.
aren't worth as much.
I think I
So,
sold
and
it
it depends. Is it a
for-
first gen, second gen?
Okay, hold on. One person talk at a time because people are going to be like,
Yeah.
This is
okay.
confusing
So
as
I think
hell.
I sold it for I want to say 1,100 or 1,050 a couple years ago. So it wasn't too bad, but I sold that at the same time I sold a purple Ripper. Yeah, I sold a purple Ripper. It was just a Ripper body with a frame. It wasn't finished up. But
it
then,
was blue to purple fade, wasn't it?
That thing's gotten passed around a
Yeah.
bunch.
I'm not sure.
Check
I
this
sold
out.
it to a guy up in Canada, I believe.
That's sick, huh?
But then I
Drilled,
sold a few Evo X's, and then I had another, that Blood Spatter Ripper pump.
Oh yeah. Isn't that one all fucked up though? Because it's been anno too much or something?
It shot fine. It had some like minor pitting beneath the anno, but
Yeah, as long as it shoots, that's all that matters.
it did shoot. Although, not as well as some of the others.
It's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
I'm
like a mid-block,
I'm not
full-block.
pissed I sold those Rippers.
Those are
I
the
am
guys.
pissed I sold the Evo
Did you
X's.
rip those just, like,
And they were
fast or
right
no?
feed, so everyone's like, no one wants your Evos. They're right
pretty sweet.
feed, and
That'd be an
yeah,
interesting
they
body
were
to make.
just mint,
You couldn't.
super mint.
You
But I
couldn't?
am happy
You'd be
that I still have my
executed.
gray one because in
Immediately.
a year and a half it's doubled in price. I'm
Which
not
one do you
selling
still
it.
have?
The gray, my pump.
Dude, my SFL I bought for like $450 or $500, like $1,500 gun. I like.
Jesus.
I'm having a really hard time not selling it.
Okay, what are the comments that we got going right now? Anybody saying like,
Jack
man?
Wada says they're all clones.
Okay, wait, Jack.
He says,
Is Jack watching right now?
Cobijas slept at Campo Coachella.
Yeah, dude, that was pretty cool. I slept on the grass with 2 blankets.
What is a cobijas?
Blankets, I think.
Blanket.
Huh.
I'm learning every day.
Okay, so I wanted to talk to, if Jack's still watching, I want to ask Jack about this. I thought this was a like 1987, 1988 Carter comp pump handle because it is a plastic or Delrin pump with a metal undercocking rod. But when I got it in and looked at it, it's actually pinned. It's not screwed in, which I hadn't seen before. So I don't know. Is the GoPro still on, Paul?
If it is, you should show off this frame also. While they're getting the GoPro on, anybody in SoCal, if you want to play some great pump games tomorrow, we are playing modified stock class at Jungle Island with the SoCal stock group.
Are you sure playing modified? I thought
Modified.
it was oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool, I got more guns I can play with then. I thought I was going to have to play with that stupid duck all day and be miserable.
I'm pretty happy it's open also. Especially since I'm bringing some cram and jams and stick feeds that I printed, and if it was pure stock class, well, no one needs them. But Dan got this thing, which I thought was pretty cool. He showed it to me today. This is an E-blade frame that somebody milled out the back and modified it to take this Planet Eclipse button pad.
Oh yeah, I've seen those. Those are really nice. That's I think DCL Inc. does those conversions.
They do that now?
I know he used to. I don't know if he still does.
Cool. Yeah, it looks really cool. Mark Davis says, why is it that people expect anno not to be pitted? Do they not understand that the pitting is from air pockets in the aluminum, and when it appears, there's no way to fix it?
I don't think they expect that because they don't know that.
Yeah.
Well, and,
they don't
and also
understand
because
it. Yeah.
like 99% of guns that are anodized don't have pitting. So.
Dude, that guy makes some sick. Like he did. I think that's the guy who did that one
Yeah.
Evo with the flower pack.
Yeah.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah, he does sweet engraving.
That's pretty sweet, Mark.
You're
That's,
not worthy.
that's pretty sick, Mark.
What I haven't seen in a while is some of that hand done engraving. Do you guys remember that old? Was it a Timmy or a Mark? I think it was a closer. Someone hand engraved the entire body of a closer. It was some tattoo artist near LAX.
I've seen that. Yeah, I know which one you're talking about.
Jack,
I mean, that's what Mark
got it in the
Davis
car.
does, though. Have you seen the stuff that he's done? Because that's what he does. Is he does like
I
that
didn't know he
like.
did it by hand.
Yeah,
I
check out his
thought he
Instagram,
did it by
dude.
hand.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
It's like a little engraving.
Yeah, it's like a jeweler engraving kind of stuff.
Cool. And Jack, if you didn't hear that, I already got it in the car for you.
Ask Jack if he saw my
Dingleberries.
If
So do
saw
you
your
guys
what?
have any cool upcoming builds or anything you're excited about? You guys
Upcoming
got going
builds?
on?
Yeah, my Gothic race gun. For sure, I'm going to be pumping that out. I have my Texas Vortex, which I am going to be making a mech, and that thing is looking really, really, really,
Yeah, that
really
one
nice.
looks pretty good in
And,
black.
So I had one fully functional race gun, which was red to black fade, and that sold this week. So I'm building a second one, which is an all black, like everything black race gun with matching professional race frame.
Nice.
And I'm almost done. I've been putting it together all week. I got a working board. I've been setting it up. So next week it should be finished. And I don't know if I'm going to keep that one, but my goal is I want to keep 3 race guns. So I don't know if I should keep the purple camo.
I'd keep that. That thing is
It's
gorgeous.
definitely one from factory and all that, but it's like I beat the living hell out of my guns, and I'm going to wreck it. But the Sunrise, Tequila Sunrise,
Oh yeah, that one's
I'm
really
keeping
sharp
that
too.
one. And that one uses the old style frame and Noid combo. And then I'm thinking maybe the black one. We'll see. I do have a black and pink limited edition, but I think it's the ugliest thing ever. Even though it said limited edition on the box,
Yeah,
and
it's
it's like
still
they
kinda-
came up with it. I just want to vomit every time.
So,
I look at
do
it.
we have any questions? And then we'll RIP ourselves.
Any questions for us?
Is there any new comments?
For Jake, for Tim,
One thing that I was going to
Dan
say
Paul.
is, did you just say Dan Ball?
Dan Paul.
Dan
Oh.
Paul.
It looks like our screen just went black.
Oh, nice.
Uh-oh.
That's
Paul
no
probably just
bueno.
ended it.
Paul.
Like I'm out.
Oh, you know what? The battery died.
Oh.
Camera.
Okay, guys, hang
Well,
on.
But I think that maybe we should just end it with the battery died.
We'll change it first, and then we will end it soon. All right, Dan's gonna switch the battery real quick. So before we end, I just want to say, come say hi to us at Super Game. We are going to be on the field a lot. I know Dan is going to be doing interviews, as he always is one to do. We're going to be hanging out mostly when we're not on the field, at the Ginger Dynamics booth. They're the guys that have all the awesome pneumatic covers and hopper covers. And at the Autococker Parts booth, I know Gene got a booth that he said we're welcome to hang out at. So come hang out. I'm going to be showing off and selling some of my 3D printed stuff. I made a Super Game Jeff box that I'm going to have maybe 10 of. So, first come, first serve. But yeah, come say what's up.
Are you guys going to be doing live streams on the field again this year?
You okay?
Yeah. I definitely need to badger Dan about that. But
we're gonna try. We have a better. My connection setup is better now.
And also we have access to Wi-Fi on the field now.
We're gonna do a sideline show that we're gonna try to do.
Even if we're not live streaming, I'm bringing 2 GoPros with me that I'm just gonna swap back and forth. So charge one, film, charge, film, charge, film. But yeah, we're gonna try to live stream on the field as much as possible, so you'll be able to see us. Are we doing YouTube and Facebook? Same
Probably
thing?
this. I don't know. It just depends. We'll have more updates on that next week because we will stream next week sometime. I don't know how brief it'll be, but that's our show for today.
All right.
Anything else to say, Jake? Thanks for coming and joining us.
And
Tim, thanks for joining us as always. SoCal Stock
HSP
tomorrow.
Sunday. If
Paul,
you want to shoot Lance.
Thanks for making it.
Derek Obatake made some dog tags.
Oh yeah. If you shoot Lance
or the other special guest from Hawaii.
Same team.
But that's for Sunday. That's not for tomorrow.
Where are they playing on Sunday?
HSP.
Oh.
I can't shoot Lance because he deserves to shoot me because 10 plus years ago, someone completely painted up my car in the parking lot and put bananas under my handles and all that shit, and they said it was Lance. So I fucking went
But I think you're
Lance.
thinking of someone else because
Wait,
Lance
which
lives in
Lance?
Hawaii.
No, not.
Yeah.
I thought you meant freaking Lance.
So
from,
anyway, we'll
Drama
save
and
that story for another day.
Yeah.
Save
Never mind. I have no problem with
All right.
Lance.
Okay, so that's our show for today. Join us next week. We will announce the time sometime next week. It's not going to be Friday though. So
If we